Hi everyone, welcome back to 54 and Wanting More, episode 6. And we are going to talk about healthy eating and that it doesn't have to be complicated. I'm just going to give you a little bit of information and show you the way that I manage an easy eating, healthy eating lifestyle. And I'm talking to you today from sunny Turkey. Yes, so this is the bedroom makeshift office that I have. So this will be the background for the next few weeks because I'm lucky enough to stay here for 7 weeks I'll be here. But enough of that. Let's talk about some healthy eating and how to make it easy. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me or know anything about me, I used to be a fitness instructor, and that has been since 2001. And after qualifying, I moved to Turkey and I had my own fitness gym, which was a ladies only gym that went down really well here for a good 10 years before I ran off to sea. But I found a passion with that fitness, and it was all about the education that I took whilst I was doing that and following on into when I went to sea as a fitness director, all the education I took about healthy eating. And that is now part of my lifestyle. It is day in, day out, 24/7. That is the way I treat my body, always focusing on what I'm eating or planning to eat. And it doesn't have to be complicated. I just want to give you a few tips that I use and utilize just to make things more simple. I've never counted calories in my life. My God, I really admire the people that do that. And I've never counted macros or followed them or registered them or documented them. I know they're very important, and I think if you're somebody that's really serious into bodybuilding, or you're an athlete in a competition, it is essential to measure your macros. And when I say macros, it's measuring how much protein you're eating, how many carbohydrates is going into your body, how much fat you're eating. So it's about focusing on that. But I want to make it as simple as possible for us normal people and every day-to-day life that have got work, you've got families to manage, you've got a normal supermarket to go to, nobody planning your meals, no chef cooking your meal for you. So just keeping it basic. There are easy ways. And one of the first tips and one of the most basic things to focus on is try to get every meal with these percentages: 40, 30, 30. 40% protein, 30% carbohydrates, and 30% fat. Now, if you look at every single meal or every single thing, individual thing that you put into your mouth has got that combination, you're off to a running leap, because your body is getting the right amount of nutrients at every meal, and it helps to balance out the energy that you need throughout the day. So when we talk about protein, we're talking about things like meat, fish, nuts, seeds, beans, pulses. They're your most staple protein foods. You can find protein in vegetables, as I know there's a lot of vegetarians and vegans out there. You've got things like spinach, kale, broccoli. There's lots of protein options for vegans these days. Your carbohydrates. There are two different types of carbohydrates, your good ones and your not so good ones. Your good carbs are all in your fresh fruit and vegetables. When I say fresh, you can eat frozen fruit and vegetables as well. They still retain the amount of nutrients that you need. So when I say not so good carbs, that's your pasta, your potatoes to a degree, but I'll come back to potatoes later. Bread, those type of carbs. So we want to not avoid them, but limit them. Okay? And then fats. Well, fats has gone through a complete U-turn over the last 5 years. It all used to be low fat this, low fat that, not anymore. You are eating full fat cream, full fat yogurt, butter. Please don't eat margarine. That stuff will clog your arteries. So if you take one thing away from this episode, please, if you do eat margarine, stop it straight away. It's not good for your body at all whatsoever. It does clog your arteries. Okay, tip number 2. This is really one of the most simplest things, one of the most simplest criteria that you can have. When you go out shopping, try and avoid all processed foods. Your ready-made meals, anything that basically is coming in a packet that's got in the ingredients any E numbers. This is my tip. If you pick up a packet of food and look at the ingredients, if there is anything on the back there that you cannot pronounce, put it back on the shelf. You are taking in goodness knows what with regards to those chemicals. They're mainly preservatives. Food manufacturers also do put things in their food, like Pringles, for example. I hate Pringles. They put a chemical in their food to make them addictive. So when they've got their advertising campaign saying, you'll never stop, pop until you drop or whatever it is, you literally cannot stop eating them until your tube is empty. And that is because there is something in that food that is addictive. And a lot of processed food companies put additives in their food so that you crave for that particular product and then you go back and you keep buying it. It's as simple as that. So avoid processed foods. Now, some foods, your bacon, your sausages, they're classed as processed foods. Ham, that type of thing. But if you get a good quality sausage, good quality ham from the butchers, you're limiting that amount of processing. So I'm not going to say to anybody, don't eat sausages anymore. I love a good sausage. I'm saying to you, buy the best quality that you can. And I know that eating organic is the best thing to eat with regards to your fruit and vegetables. But in this climate and the cost of food at the moment, it's not so easy to eat organic. I certainly don't eat organically. And I do sometimes, if it's in the reduced part of the supermarket, I might buy it. But ultimately, if we're looking for the optimum health, it's going to be organic, but most certainly not processed. Okay? Some of my favourite meals are spaghetti bolognese with whole wheat spaghetti, quinoa salads, a normal salad without the quinoa, just like an average salad, but with chips. Potato wedges. That's what I meant to say. Not chips, they're potato wedges because they go in the oven and they're a lot healthier than the fried ones. But that was one of my detox meals. And the amount of people that I gave that little tip to, you could have salad and chips, salad and potato wedges all on one plate. They were like horrified. You can't have potatoes. Yes, you can. It's a vegetable. But in moderation, you can't have potatoes for every meal. But salad and potato wedges was one of my favorite meals, healthy eating meals. I love a curry. This is something that I've changed in the last couple of years is instead of eating it with rice, I use cauliflower rice, which now you can get frozen from supermarkets, so it's really easy. If you make it yourself, it's a bit more of a labour of love, but it's very tasty. My sister actually introduced me to cauliflower rice. It's so healthy to have that with well, anything really. But yeah, so yeah, curry and a cauliflower rice. There's some of my favorite meals. But you can get any healthy eating cookbook these days, or Google any healthy eating meal. It's just about investing in yourself. Just invest a little bit of time. If you think you want to make a change, but you don't want to go through, having to write a food diary. A food diary works great. All these things work, which people talk about. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is how to make it easy and not complicated. Keep it as simple as possible. And the best way to do it is when you go to your supermarket, you don't buy any crap. There's no biscuits in our house. Yeah, there's no crisps. The only time we have naughty things is when we have guests and when we have visitors. And then we can treat ourselves. So it's okay to have a packet of crisps or a chocolate bar or a dessert, but not every day. And certainly, if you're really looking at focusing on losing some weight and increasing your energy levels, sugar should be one of the first things that you reduce down. Simple. Doesn't matter what it is. Cut the sugar. Cut the sugar. And you'll start feeling a difference straight away. And as a side note to the sugar, it's the alcohol. Do you know, I did fitness for so many years and I still enjoyed my glass of wine and my vodka tonic, but it's only been this last 6 months I've really reduced my alcohol intake. And I think that's due to my age, because I can't eat what I want and drink what I want like I used to in my 20s. It's not possible anymore. So I know that if I have wine every evening, like I was doing then with every evening meal, even if I had 1 or 2 glasses, that is still additional energy coming into the body that doesn't really get utilized very well. It's not nutritional. People talk about red wine being high in antioxidants and whiskey is good for thinning the blood. And I'm sure there's all these different things that people can justify it. But ultimately, if you reduce your alcohol intake, you will feel more energy and you will lose some weight. Sorry, I can't say anything more than that. I did do 2 months without any alcohol. And yeah, you do feel better and you do sleep better. So what can I say? I'm not giving up alcohol because I do like my fizzy white stuff, but I'm not drinking it every day, and I'm not even drinking it every week these days. Okay, so you've had your dinner, you sat on the sofa ready for your Netflix drama series, and you fancy a bit of a nibble. That is my worst downfall. And I do like a snack in the evening. So, healthy snacks. I'm not going to tell you to munch carrots, don't worry, or celery. They are valid, very healthy snacks, but so boring and not for me. No. So I'm eating nuts, various flavors. My favorite ones at the moment are from Costco, and they're pecorino cheese and truffle flavor, but they're delicious. And the thing is about nuts, they're more satisfying, so you don't have to have so many of them. But yeah, I can mix my hazelnuts, almonds, walnuts with dried cranberries or dried fruits. These are healthy snacks. Popcorn, that's my little guilty, not strictly healthy snack, but not strictly not healthy snack, is popcorn. Dark chocolate. Now, luckily for me, I am not a chocoholic, so I don't really crave sweet things a lot of the time. But if I do, it's dark chocolate. And I've only got into dark chocolate in the last 2, 3 years. I didn't eat it at all. I just thought it tasted horrible. But you can get really nice, like 70%, 60, 70% dark chocolate now. And Lindt dark chocolate, that's a luxury, is so nice. And the thing about dark chocolate is you literally can't eat a whole bar. I bet some of you are looking at me going, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. But you can't. It's too rich. So I've got like a big bar that I get from Lidl with hazelnuts in. You see, there's your positive fat as well and protein in your dark chocolate. And you literally 4 little squares. I can have a little strip like that, little strip, and that'll do me just every now and again. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So yeah, when you're thinking about your snacks, grapes, cherries, it's cherry season now here. I'm telling you now, the price of cherries in the UK are just extortionate. They're not extortionate in Turkey, but they're still expensive for here. But I will be eating as many cherries in the next 6 weeks as possible. So yeah, things like this, little things that you can sort of pick at. You've also got the option of getting an apple, cutting it into pieces, and then dipping that into hummus. That's a nice snack. Again, very healthy. Or almond butter, even peanut butter. That's your peanut butter and almond butter is so high in protein. That's really good for you. So yeah, have a think about it. Google it. Protein healthy snacks. Get your protein in, and you will feel more satiated, and you won't get that massive sugar rush before you go to bed, because that ain't going to help you go to sleep. And the last easy tip I have for healthy eating is to try and drink your water. And I know it's difficult in the UK when it's the winter time and it's cold, just to try and drink sort of between a litre and 2 litres of water, but really try to do this on a daily basis. And I know I see lots of people now walking around with their water bottles, and you can add slices of lemon in it, cucumber, even things like fresh basil, something different. But yeah, try and drink your water every day. I'm a fizzy water girl, so I've never drank things like Coca-Cola or fizzy. We call it pop in the Midlands where I come from, but fizzy drinks. I just don't do them. Don't do any of that. So, but I do like my fizzy water, and I've got one of those Soda Streams now. So I just have I've got my fizzy water on tap, and it's really refreshing, and I drink that. Try and drink between 1 to 2 litres of water a day, and in between, I have my red bush tea of a morning as soon as I wake up, and then I drink green tea throughout the day. And now I found this turmeric tea, which is also caffeine free, which is really, really tasty. Got that from Costco as well. And yeah, so I love a cup of coffee, but we don't, when I say we, that's me and my other half, we don't drink coffee at home. It's a treat. So if we go out, when we go out walking, sometimes we'll stop at the local visitor centre and have a coffee, or anytime we go out, we'll treat ourselves to a coffee. But we're not coffee drinkers, as in got to have one as soon as you wake up, or drink half a dozen throughout the day. Again, back to my old time when I was the microwave queen, I did used to drink anything between 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day, and it's not good. That caffeine is too overwhelming for your body. And I always ask people, when I was a fitness instructor and I used to do consultations, try and reduce your coffee intake. If you've got to have coffee, 1 cup a day is more than enough, and try not to have it after 4 p.m., 6 p.m. time, because then it's going to affect the way your body feels of an evening. Because it gives you a kick start. So I do like a cup of coffee, but I don't drink it at home. It's all about the green teas, the herbal teas. Yeah, but that's, as I say, that's me. And everything that I'm saying today is everything that I do. And I'm not advocating that you do it, but you might listen to this and think, that sounds interesting. I might try that. or oh, I didn't know that. So it's just, as I say, I live on a day-to-day basis, and I find that healthy eating is easy. It's not complicated, and there's no fancy plans. I don't get food delivered in a box that's all calculated for me. So the ultimate thing is to eat healthily. And when you do, you'll find that you don't eat as much, because when you're eating real food, proper food, then you're more satiated rather than the processed food that just makes you want to eat more and more and more. Stay active and feel good without overcomplicating things. So keeping it simple, walking, if you like doing Pilates or yoga, there are so many apps these days that you can get on your phone for free. All you need is 20-30 minutes. And when I say 20-30 minutes, if you could do 20 minutes 3 to 5 times a week, that is so beneficial. The most important thing with anything that you do, doesn't matter what it is consistency. You have to do it every week, and you will soon feel the benefits. If you do a 20-minute walk or a 20-minute stretch 3 times a week, in 2 weeks, you will feel and see the difference because of that consistent bit of exercise that you've done. But keep it simple. It's no good joining a gym and then deciding that you've got to go there five times a week for an hour a day, and you can't do it. You physically haven't got the time or the energy to do it. It's got to be something that you can fit into your lifestyle easily, so you don't have to think about it. Keep it simple, but stay active. If you've got a job, I used to deliver packets for Royal Mail during COVID. And I mean, that was great because I was literally on my feet for a good 6 hours a day, running in and out of the car, going backwards and forwards, delivering stuff. And I loved it because I did all my exercise at work. So if you've got that type of job, great. You know, you haven't got to think about having to schedule something because you have an active lifestyle. It's people that are sat at a desk, you know, behind a computer, and there's so many of us doing that these days. This is one of the reasons that I'm standing. I'm always standing when I do these because I hate sitting at a desk. I'm looking into one of those ones that sort of rise up and down. I don't know. I'll have to have a look. But I hate sitting down because your whole body starts collapsing in itself, you know, your shoulders roll, you start getting hunchback. I mean, nobody sits upright like this at their desk, do they? Like this, you just don't. So yeah, it's, if you've got a job where you're active all day, fantastic. If not, find something, and everybody can go for a walk. But if not, everybody can stretch, mild stretching. You can do it. Thank you for watching, and to finish off, healthy eating doesn't have to be complicated. 40-30-30. Go to the supermarket, check the products that you're buying, avoid processed foods, get the healthy snacks in, stay active, keep it simple, just get a mat, do something at home, go out walking. I really appreciate your time that you've taken to watch this episode, and please share or subscribe so I can get some more people onto my channel. And I've really enjoyed talking to you today, and please comment below if you've got any value from this episode, and if you've got any subjects that you'd like to talk about, or anything that you'd like me to research for you with regards to being plus 40 and wanting more. Don't have to be 54. Have a great week. Bye.